So today the environmental problem that I'm going to be talking about is ocean acidification. So ocean acidification is the reduction of the pH in the ocean over time, and this is caused by the increased carbon dioxide in the atmosphere because the ocean absorbs about 30% of the CO2 from the atmosphere. Ever since the Industrial Revolution, the pH of the ocean has been decreasing or becoming more acidic because of the increased amount of CO2 in the atmosphere from human activity. The pH scale looks like this, and it goes from 0 to 14. From 0 to 7 is the acidic side of the scale, and from 7 to 14 is the basic or alkaline side of the scale, 7 being neutral. The pH of the ocean is now at about an 8.1, and before the Industrial Revolution, it was about an 8.2. But even though this doesn't seem like much of a difference, it's actually about a 30% increase in acidity because of how the pH scale works. So you might ask, why does it matter what the pH of the ocean is? The more acidic the ocean is, it's harder for organisms to survive, and this is because they are not used to the water when it's too acidic. For example, organisms that make shells and skeletons for protection, like oysters and corals, cannot make these shells and skeletons when the ocean gets too acidic. So this picture is a before and after of what these organisms will look like before the ocean is too acidic for them and after. So you might feel as if ocean acidification doesn't affect you and that it's not a problem that you're concerned about. Because we live in Illinois, the closest ocean is over 500 miles away, so you might ask, why does this even matter to me? But ocean acidification affects more than just those corals and oysters that you may not care very much about. So it affects our economy too, from our food supply, like fisheries, to our tourism, and our economy affects everyone. So the most effective way to hinder the reduction of ocean pH is to limit the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, which means actions need to be taken to help climate change. So climate change is the number one reason that ocean acidification is happening. So to help this, we need to cut carbon emissions. There needs to be less burning of fossil fuels and more renewable energy being used. So on a global scale, climate mitigation can be done and is being done. There has been the United Nations Framework Convention of Climate Change and the Paris Agreement put in place. This is how globally nations are trying to deal with climate change, and then in turn it will help ocean acidification. So how can you help on a personal level though? In order to help ocean acidification, you need to reduce your carbon footprint. So there are many things that you can do, including using less energy at home. So this includes turning the lights off when you're not using them, unplugging your cords when they're not in use, like your chargers, and using energy efficient appliances if possible. So using less energy will help to reduce the fossil fuels that were used to create the energy for your home. You could also invest in trying to get some renewable energy for your home, like solar panels. Conserving water also helps a lot. If you turn off the water while brushing your teeth, wear your clothes multiple times if they aren't dirty yet, so you can do less loads of laundry, and take quick showers. So water takes a lot of energy to pump, so the less you use, the less burning of fossil fuels there will be. And then another thing that can really help is using public transportation and carpooling, because cars give off a lot of carbon emissions, so the less cars that are being used on the road, the better for the environment, which will help out in the reduction of ocean acidification. It is also really important to get educated about the topic and educate others about it as well. So tell your family and friends about how they can help to reduce their carbon footprint in order to help ocean acidification and to help global warming as well. If this is something that you're passionate about, you can also try and help your employer reduce their carbon footprint as well. So it is important for everyone to know what carbon dioxide emissions are doing to our ocean. And if you don't want our ocean floors to look like this, then you should try to reduce your carbon footprint.